Howdy y'all and welcome to Lex Lives. I think it's time we play a little Derpy Craft Monster. Alright, I also think it's time that I disable Journey Map. It's an awesome little mod if you do a lot of exploring and things. Because it lets you create this giant map that you can see where you've gone to, which is pretty cool. But there is such a delay, like 10 seconds when you first start up the game as it creates the map and starts the map server. One of the really awesome things about it is if you play on multiple monitors like I do, you can actually open the map in a browser, and like you can see here it says HTTP localhost 8080, and so you can hit J to open the map, right? That's the map. And this is everywhere I've been on this map since I installed Journey Map, and which is pretty awesome. But I can also open like my browser on the other monitor and go to that localhost 8080, and it will that's so noisy. It will allow me to watch my map build in real time as I move around, which is pretty awesome. So I've been working a little bit on here. I worked some last night. I just got up today. I actually had recorded an episode last night and decided I didn't like it, so I deleted it. So I don't know what we're going to do today because I haven't had any time to play between last night and today. So. But I did get my tree farm up and going. Which is awesome. So I've got my redstone furnace is cooking away at the charcoal. Keeping my one, let's make it daytime so we don't get stomped on by something. My one steam dynamo powered is what I was going to say. Which is buried in the ground over here. So, you know, simple factory, or mine factory reloaded tree farm, and I had to get under here because my aqueous accumulator, which provides water to my steam dynamo, oh yeah, I was going to show you, which is down here. I didn't have it set up correctly, and so what happened? I also just died. What killed me? Oh yeah, I remember. Derp. That's what killed me. Would you believe I walked off the edge of a cliff and part of my stuff fell in the lava? I lost all my torches. Oh no, there they are. But I had put the water up higher, and then I decided I didn't like it, and so I moved my aqueous accumulator down, and so the water is flowing down from the source blocks, and I thought they would fill in, and they didn't fill in, and so they were just flowing water, and the aqueous accumulator doesn't use flowing water, it uses source blocks. And so then I'm looking at my steam dynamo, and it's got like no water in it, and so like when it fills up with water, you know, the aqueous accumulator, it's pretty much just full because it's sitting there with one steam dynamo. I mean, come on, there's no way it can not be full of water. And so I click on it, and it's like 50, 51, 52. It holds 1,000. 53, 54, 55. And I'm like, are you kidding me? What is going wrong with this thing? And so I fixed that, and then also from under there is some leadstone conduit and some item duct flowing out here. Yeah, as it gets full, these trees are just going to be here. And then I made sure to put in the appropriate sized, I think, I may have too large, no, I have too large of an upgrade in my harvester, so it does reach out a little farther than it's supposed to. That's why this is all clear out through here, because it was cleaning out the grass and stuff. And I just wanted a nice 9x9 little thing. Man, you know what? This is so messy because the ticks, I think it's ticks. There's a setting in the config somewhere, anyways, on how trees react when you chop them down, how long it takes for their leaves to disappear, and Monster is set really high, so when you chop down a tree, the leaves just go poof. And so it actually is, as my harvester is chopping down the trees, it actually has an issue with the leaves exploding before the harvester can get to them, which can cause issues if you're using a harvester on like rubber trees and stuff, because then you run into the issue that you simply don't get rubber because the saplings are kind of rare. But yeah, so that's what I worked on last video. The problem is the video got to be like 40 minutes, and so I didn't want a 40-minute video doing that. I guess I could have, but I don't know. I also didn't really care for my dialogue in it. It was just a lot of complaining. Not that I don't do a lot of videos of me complaining, because complaining is one of my favorite things to do. But I decided maybe I didn't want to put that batch of complaining out there. It got a little long-winded, a little meandering. You know how I go. Oh. This is a pretty nice area here. I like that over there. That looks really nice. I mean, that's all going to fill in with rock, but I like these hills. Oh, look at that one over there. Let's go look at that. That looks pretty cool. This stuff over here is kind of weird with its ice trees and its snow golems. This is where I fell off, actually. I was over here looking at this. Right here, right? And I don't know where I was going, but I went to go around over here and missed the block and fell to my death right there next to that lava, which was stupid and totally my fault. Now I don't know where everybody's at, so I mean, I didn't jump on Skype to see if anybody was on, but oh, that was my email going off. We're moving over some one of the servers I play on to a new, same host, different setup. We're having some issues with. Actually, it's the same host that this one's on, I think. Yeah, check out these ice trees. Ice trees and snow golems. But we're having some issues with the pack that we use because I think, trying to figure out what's going on, that the number of mods in the pack is a little higher than normal for, what kind of noise was that? What is that? Okay, that's a Jabberwock. What's that other noise? It's very creepy. Is it that big tick? It can't be that big tick. Shut up, Jabberwock. I'm trying to hear that other creepy noise. You know, it can't be that. It's something else. Oh, you're so noisy. I wish I had a bow. Put some arrows in you. careful. I don't want to fall off. Maybe it is that ice tick looking thing. Definitely a creepy sound, whatever it is. So, ooh, this is deeper than I thought. I can get over here. Get away, sheep! I'm coming through. I want to go look at this mountain over here. But yeah, so that was what the email was about. Sorry, I got distracted by that sound. The servers are kind of weird, I guess. When you set them up, and like vanilla Minecraft is easy, right? You plop it in, you tell it to go, you're done, basically. You might do some setting tweaks, and but when you play on a heavily modded version like this, you wind up with a lot of things you've got to play with to get it to run. Yeah, we're on mod. Oh, dang it! Nope, nope. Bad ice tick. Bad ice tick. We're a monster. You gotta watch yourself. Man, I need some armor. I need to get some armor on me here. Even though it is cheap old iron. So one of the problems we're having is that the number of mods is on that particular server is greater than the number of mods in the average modded pack. Now we're not running like Yogscast Complete, which has got like 250 mods in it or something like that. But we're running Test Pack Please Ignore, which has got a lot of mods in it. And so what we're getting is a lot of, this is crazy. Look at this big cave back in here. Oh, shut up, Manicore. You guys are so... Actually, they're kind of annoying, not just with their screechy sound, but the fact that when you kill them, they drop blocks. Put a torch in there. So anyways, when you set up the server, there's different ways to load the jar, the file that makes it run. And so with the modded stuff, it needs more permanent RAM set aside for loading the mods. And so what I think is happening is that our server isn't setting aside enough RAM, and so we keep getting these out of memory errors. And it's called permgen. It's a setting in Java, which Minecraft runs on. And man, it's like, you know, when I was a kid, well, not even a kid, when I was a teenager, which I guess is still a kid, sorta, I bought my first computer, and you know, it was awesome, right? But back then, which I say that, but you know, I'm only talking like 20 years. The computer didn't allow you to run games without tweaking how the computer loaded. Like, you couldn't just boot up your computer into Windows and go. And I did have Windows. It wasn't that long ago, but I only had like 4 megabytes of RAM. 4 megabytes. I've got 12 gigabytes in this thing now. 4 megabytes, and so you had to tell the computer how to split things up. And so what I wound up with is you had to do all these boot disks. And so every time you went to play a different game, it would be a matter of having to shut down the computer, start it back up with the appropriate disk in, and then that disk would force the computer to load its memory in the appropriate way for the computer to be able to handle the game. And so we actually had well, there was base RAM, which was 200 or 640 kilobytes. That's right, 640 kilobytes. That's where your game started, was 640 kilobytes. Everything on the computer had to start inside of that 640 kilobytes, and so you had to load your drivers, your operating system, not all of the operating system, your games, but not all of the games, just the parts that made them start and go. And so you had to make sure all that fit inside that 640K. And so, you know, I would code my own disks. There's a little language for it and stuff, and you know, it's pretty easy. It's not anything too major. And so this was back in Windows 3, and you know, I still don't have any diamonds. So I thought while I talk about this, we could go down and I could see if I can get my hands on some diamonds. And so, oop, too far. And so then on top of that, what you would do is you would go and the RAM between 640 and 1 megabyte was called something else. And so some, not all, but some of your drivers for like your mouse and your video card and your sound card would be able to be loaded in that area between 640 and 1 megabyte. And don't worry, this relates back to what we're working on today. And so then on top of that, you had everything above a megabyte. And the trick is that some programs used that's not a word, used extended RAM, which was one way of working with RAM, and I think it was extended. Extended might be the bit between 640 and 1 megabyte. But there was extended and I want to say enhanced. I don't know. It's been a while. But so you would have to code your disks so that they would deliver appropriate amounts of RAM and appropriate kinds of RAM to whatever game you were working with. So now we're on this server, right? And it's the same thing. It's not getting enough of the right kind of RAM, I think. It could be something totally different. But it seems like it's not giving us enough of the right kind of RAM for the server to boot up. Now, it boots up fine if you got one person, because not every person's using every mod, I feel. And so some of us are using other mods, and I'm guessing it's when it tries to load those extra mods. What in the world is this stuff? Magnetite. So when it tries to load those extra mods that someone else is using, that's when we run into problems. And so as long as you don't move around too much, you know, it's fine. But you get moving around too much, then we get this out of memory, out of permgen space error. And so what we had done is, whoops, oh, I thought that was something else. What we had done is we've got the virtual server off our host here, and they have a limit on how much permgen you can set. I mean, you can't go above how much RAM you've rented, but they've got a limit on the virtual address servers, I guess. And so what we got to do today is we've got to, well, our server apparently, no, I'm not the one who bought the server, and so I guess the server runs out tomorrow. And so, man, you are really cheap on the diamonds. I need, what? I want to say 11 diamonds would be awesome. I would go with 3. 3 would work. There goes my stupid iron pick. Alright, well, I guess I'm just going to head to the surface then. But, so we have to switch over to a permanent IP address, which is extra money, just $2 every month. And if you do that one, then that one allows you to set your own address. Oh man, I need like tons of that essence. Oh no, it doesn't. You don't set your own address. That's not what I meant. You set your own permgen size in the settings if you want. And so we can take the permgen jar and just tweak the size. Tweak the size up so that more of the RAM stays permanently loaded for the mods to reside in, because that's what I've read is probably the issue. So it's really funny because it's like I'm making a boot disk for our server so that we have enough of the appropriate amounts of RAM for the dang server to run. And so when I get done recording this, that's what I'm going to be doing for a few minutes. Not too long, though, I hope. I'd like to get out and mow some lawn maybe today, although it did rain, so I might not be able to mow lawn once I get out there. I'm really getting tired of mowing the lawn every day, it feels like. I don't mow it every day, but I did, it's kind of funny. I went and got a, oh yeah, I came up to make iron pick. I got an MP3 player. I've never owned one before. I don't listen to music very often, and you know, I listen to music a little bit in the car when I go between home and work, but I've always lived within 10-15 minutes of work, 20 minutes maybe, and so I don't spend a lot of time in my car, and so and I don't really do much that require me to have music. And let's be honest, if I go someplace and I'm not going to be the one driving, then chances are I've taken along a handheld and I am playing something. Whether it's on my 3DS, my Vita, my PSP, you know, it just depends on what I feel like playing. And I would rather use those than listen to music, and or I'll take a book because, you know, I'm a reader, and so I would do that. But so I bought an MP3 since I started mowing lawn. I didn't mow lawn before. The guy who mows lawn hurt his hand, and so he can't mow lawn. And so we got a rider to mow the lawn with because I thought it might be good, since my job and my pastime both involve sitting in a chair. It would be good for me to get up and do some walking, and might as well do something useful. I don't do walking because there's no point. And so this at least gives it a point, so I feel like I'm accomplishing something. And so I buy this MP3 player, and I I load it up with music, and I'm like, all right, I do listen to some music sometimes, but not very often. I'm like, all right, so I guess I'll listen to music, and so, you know, I download my favorites, or some of my favorites anyways, mostly the Killers. They're kind of my favorite band at the moment, and although that varies between, mostly the Killers and Matchbox 20 are my two favorites. I know, not very exciting, but it's what I like. Um, and so I come home from work and I'm like, you know what? Since we have a huge lawn and I'm going to be out there so much mowing the lawn, I mean, it's like hour and a half a day for 5 days gets just my part of the lawn mowed. And there's 2 of us mowing the lawn. Well, there's supposed to be. The other person mowed the lawn in a week at this point. I don't really want to take over mowing the entire lawn, but I guess I will if I have to. Anyway, so I decided to load it up with a book instead of music. Because, hey, I would rather read a book than listen to music. And, yeah, I mowed the first day for 9 chapters, which is like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I normally only mow about an hour, hour and a half. And so I've gone out to mow 3 times now. And because of the book, I have mowed as much in my 3 sessions as I mowed almost the entire previous week. I've got 1 more session today. Or no, I've probably got 2 more mowing sessions to go. And I will have only mowed 4 times. On something that took me like 6 or 7 mowing sessions to mow last time. So it's kind of funny. I get distracted so much by that book. It's Locked In by John Scalzi, I think is his name. Scalizzi, something like that. I don't know. It's pretty good. It's not amazing, because I just finished an amazing book last night. But it's a crime drama about people who caught a disease and now they're locked into their bodies. They have no control over their voluntary muscle systems, and so they basically are like in a coma, sort of. And man, it should be nice if I found some diamonds down here. So they developed a lot of new technology to deal with the people, because it was like a worldwide thing. Like 400 million people died from it or were affected by it. And so like 40 million people in the United States have it in comas. And of those 40, well, I guess they're not all in comas, but of those 40 million, like, it also affects like your IQ sometimes. So some people had reduced IQ from it, and some people are locked in, and some people are able to host other people's consciousness, sort of. Well, they don't do consciousness, but it allows them to hook up in a special way to a neural network so that people can use them as like vehicles, kind of. I mean, they're still aware what's going on, or they're supposed to be, but seriously, we just don't have diamonds here. But so it's about this guy who's locked in, and he's an FBI agent, and that's a mine shaft right there. And so it's his first day at work, and they get called in for a murder. And I'm gonna try to get across this lava. And so it's pretty convoluted, and it involves the people who have the disease. And so he's one of the ones that uses an android body because he is one of the coma types. And but the people involved in the murder are the kind that allow other people to control their bodies. So they're not sure who did the murder, or if it was a murder at this point, actually. And then on top of that, there's like a huge political thing going on with people that have the disease and stuff. But yep, there goes my dang pick. All right. Pick number 2, digging, looking for diamonds. So yeah, really on here, I'm at the point where I need diamonds badly. I have not seen any diamonds at this point. I haven't really had a huge chance to play either, though, and when I do play, I wind up building things with what I have to make my life easier in the long run, instead of down here digging for diamonds. And so I really, really need diamonds so that I can automate my ore collection, and I really don't want to be down here mining by hand constantly. And so I need ore. I need diamonds. Either to make if I can get 3 diamonds, I can make a mining robot. If I can get 11 diamonds, I can make a quarry. So right now, I would settle for 3 diamonds. I mean, come on. I'm worked most of my way through 2 picks now, and I haven't seen a single diamond. Maybe it's the terrain. What in the heck is Hornfell? Whatever it is, it's hard. But yeah, once we get some kind of automated ore system going, so I don't have to be doing this, then we can concentrate on other things. And I know at the end of Attack of the B Team season, which kind of got started back up and then we didn't stick with because the server wasn't working for people, we're going to work on a dinosaur farm using the fossil mod, but this doesn't have the fossil mod. It does, however, have dinosaurs, sort of. So I'm thinking I'm going to continue with that idea, and there's a lot of creatures, and it might be fun to try and build some kind of containment thing where we can have the creatures. But to do that, I've got to have the raw resources, which currently don't have. So, and I don't know. Hope to have some more time this week, maybe. I thought I was going to have vacation. That's not happening now. Actually starting a new contract early, and so I am going to be working on that this week. And unlike normal, instead of only being a couple of days where I have to go in a week, I'm going to have to go in every day, but it's only for 2 weeks. So, but, you know, it's cutting into my break time of working on this stuff, which is what I normally do, because I'm not going to be at my computer. I'm going to be on the job site. So, all right. Well, click like if you like, subscribe, be sure and catch the next one. And I will talk to you later.